Welcome back to the Lights Out podcast, bedtime stories for boys and girls around the world. Good evening, boys and girls. Are you ready for bed? Are you all snuggled up and ready for the Lights Out bedtime story? Well, you're in for a treat tonight, as we have part 18 of Fing by David Williams, and tonight's chapter is called Double Trouble. Now, of course, the important thing to remember with honkopotamuses, or rather honkopotami for the plural, is that a bubble is just the beginning. A bubble means there is a lot more to come. Mr. Meek looked down to see a huge jet of air shooting out from between his feet. Psst! The creature powered through the water like a torpedo. Psst! Whoosh! Despite hitting 100 miles an hour, the Fing was still not letting go to Father's finger. Winky wonky woo wah oh! If you thought things couldn't get any worse, then think again. In fright at all the commotion, a flock of one-winged birds took off from a tree in which they'd been nesting. Cluck, 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 having just one wing each, not between them. That would be plain silly. They spun through the air, whacking the poor man across the face. Thwack, thwack, thwack. Ow, ow, ow. Before they nosedived into the water. Splish, splash, splosh. This served to continue the chain reaction. The one-winged birds plunged into the lake, attracted the attention of another creature lurking in its depths. The two-headed croco. It also had its own entry in the Monsterpedia. The croco was not unlike a crocodile, but instead of having a head and a tail, it had two heads and no tail. Two hungry, huge mouths to feed meant double trouble. The main drawback of having two heads and no tail was that the creature was directionless. One head wanted to go one way, and the other, well, the other way. Still, Mr. Meek looked like a tasty treat to the creature, so the croco thrashed around in pursuit, both sets of jaws snapping at the man as if he were dinner. Snap, snap, snap. What with the Fing biting his finger, the honkopotamus blasting bottom bubbles from below, the one-winged birds dive-bopping from above, and of course the croco snapping at his heels, Mr. Meek was beginning to think that this might be the end. "Help!" he cried. "Please, can someone take this Monsterpedia book back to the library? There's a fee to pay." Shouting didn't help one bit. In fact, it made things worse, much worse. The shout woke up another animal. Not just any animal. Oh, no. Mr. Meek had woken up the deadliest animal in the world. The end of chapter 18 of Fing by David Williams, Double Trouble. Here on the Lights Out podcast, bedtime stories for boys and girls and, well, poor Mr. Meek around the world. Good night.